ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सुमुखर्षये कदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लंबोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः पालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वदः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यद्वरदवक्त्राद्या पारिषद्या परस्ततं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं समाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। With Bhagavan's grace, let us continue where we left off. We came up to slokam number 42. Navai nrubihi naradevam prakyam sammatum harhasi avipatva buddhe yat tejasa durvishahena kuptaha vindanti bhadrani akutaha bhayaha prajaha. It's not correct to compare or consider a king as a common man, because due to the strength and the protective ability of the kings, citizens live well protected. They enjoy their life. They feel secure and they are free from fear. Number 43. Alakshyamane naradeva namni prathanga panau ayam anga lokaha sadahi chaura prachuraha vinangshayati arakshyamanaha avi varutavat kshanat. Alakshyamane naradeva namni rathangapano ayam anga lokaha tadahi chaura prachuraha vinangshayati arakshyamanaha avivarutavat kshanat. See, when the king Dharadeva, the king, Rathangapanau Namni, who is embodying the divine protective powers of divinity, who gives protective powers. Alakshyamane, when he is ignored, when he is humiliated, and when he disappears, when he goes away. Ayam lokaha, in this world, Anga, oh my dear boy, he is talking to his son, Siringi. Samika is talking to Siringi, remember? Tada, at that time, certainly, chaura. Remember the Hindi word chor? Thief, that comes from chaura in the Sanskrit word. So thief, prachuraha, too many, not just one or two, excessive amounts of thievery. And what do? They vinangshayati, they conquer, they vanquish. Who do these thieves vanquish? Arakshyamanaha, people who are not protected, because the king is gone. So without the king's protection, the citizens are now become vulnerable. And they take over, vanquish, and give miseries to the common people. How does it happen? Avivarutavate, like a leaderless, a protectorless herd of sheep, lambs. How would they be when they are scattered around? It would be like that. Kshanate, immediately this happens. As soon as the king goes away, the people are left rudderless without protection, immediately thieves many of them come and take advantage of the citizens and make their life miserable and insecure and full of fear. Alakshyamane naradeva namni rathankapanau ayam anga lokaha tadahi chaura prachuraha vinangshayati arakshyamanaha avivarutavate kshanate. Number 44. Tat adhya naha papam upaiti ananvayam yat nashtanatasya vatoho vilumpakhat parasparam gnanti sapanti brinjate pashune striyaha arthan purdasyavaha janaha. Tat adhya naha papam upaiti ananvayam Yat nashtanatasya vatoho vilumpakat parasparam gnanti sapanti vrinjate pasun striyaha arthan puru dasyavaha janaha. See, Sat, therefore, how does this thing, what happened? Sat, therefore, as a result of that, adhya, now, what has happened? Naha, for us, papam upaiti, sin has come to us. Samika is telling Siringi, we have now accumulated a sin, a papam. Even though we are not directly involved in robbery and thievery and all that, but we have accumulated sinful act that is come to us. A sin will accumulate. In what way? Ananvayam, because of the disruption that your curse has caused. What disruption did it cause? Nashta nathasya. The nashta means loss of the king. Because you have cursed him. That the 7 days from now, the snake Takshaka will come and bite. So the king is going to go away in 7 days. So nashta nathasya, loss of a king. We caused that disruption to the king's life. Bilampakate. Immediately what will happen? Because of this, we have acquired sin because of your action, even though we are not directly involved in the various sinful activities that are going to take place. For example, Vasoho Vilumpakate. The wealth of people will now be plundered by robbers, will be thrown away, will be abused, misused. So this Vasoho Vilumpakate. First, wealth will be plundered. Parasparam, mutually, gnanti, people will be killing each other. Chapanti, they will be harming each other. Vrinjate, they will steal from each other. Pasun, striyaha, arthane. The pasun, cows, striyaha, ladies, women, arthane, wealth. All these will be vrinjate, they will be stolen, they will be taken away, puru, in a great manner, not in small amount, but in great manner, dasyavaha, by thieves. Janaha, all the people, janaha, all these people, all the regular citizens, they will all parasparam granti, parasparam shapanti, parasparam vrinjate, and dasyavaha, the thieves will steal pasun striyaha arthane. They will steal, take away cows and women and various wealth. All these miseries, sinful, atrocious activities will now take place. Chanata, they will take place immediately as soon as the king goes away. It's going to take place. And we are also to be blamed for it. We, naha papam upaiti, naha, for us, papam, sin, upaiti will come from this act of yours. Sat adya na papam upaiti ananvayam yat nashtanatasya vasoho vilumpakate parasparam gnanti sapanti vrinjate pasun striyaha arthan puru dasyavaha janaha. Number 45. Tada arya dharmaha cha viliyate nrupam varna asrama achara yutaha sayimayaha tatah arthakama abhinivesita atmanam sunam kapinam iva varna sankaraha. It is very important, exactly what is taking place today. If you understand, varna sankaram is so important. That's what Arjuna was afraid of, was worried about. That's why the whole Bhagavad Gita came. He was confused. He was confused in sense not because of not knowing what to do. He did not want any harm come to the society, and he uses the same word, varna sankaraha. And let us see what that means. Tada arya dharmaha cha viliyate nunam varna asrama achara yutaha trayimayaha tatah arthakama abhinivesita atmanam sunam kapinam iva varna sankaraha. Tada, from that, once the king goes away, the king's protection is gone, and there is no one to protect and support the practice of dharma. What happens? Arya dharmaha. the dharma that has been followed through ages, that has been prescribed by the Vedas, that is viliyate, that will get destroyed. Dharma does not get destroyed. Dharmic actions, therefore the manifestation of dharmic practices, get destroyed because people do not follow dharma anymore. The king is gone. Thieves have come abundant in plenty of amounts. So all kinds of unrighteous, cruel, unjust, violent activities start taking place. So Arya Dharma viliyate, that gets destroyed. Nirupam, Nirnam, or among men, Varna Asrama, the Dharma of Varnam, Dharma of Asramam. Dharma of Varnam simply means where you do the Brahminic activity, the spiritual leadership, practice and guidance activities and the spiritual matters and the pathway leading to God. Somebody has to show the way by practice, that is Brahmin. Kshatriyas, that's another Varnam to protect the society. And then the Vaisyas, the businessmen, the agriculturals, the farmers and all that. And the Sudras, and who do all the other bodily work required to support the sustenance of the society. So these various groups, people who are skilled according to the way their natural characteristics are, the gunas are, okay? It has nothing to do with lineage. So the gunas determine that. So based upon that, they have to do the job in order for the sustenance and the nourishment and the protection of the society. Now that Varna Dharma will also be viliyate, will get destroyed. Asrama Dharma also will get destroyed. Whether you are a brahmachari, like a celibate, before getting married, then most of the people are grihasthas or living in the married life, because that is an extremely exalted life where you can give charity and all that. And so that also will get destroyed. Then vanaprastham and then sannyasam. Sannyasam is very important. That's the one that gives tremendous power, spiritual power to the whole society when people take up sannyasam in the proper manner. So all those will get destroyed. Viliyate. Acharam, those conducts. Yutaha, the achara yutaha, as the well practiced, I mean most skillful practice, highly experienced practices. Okay. So Trayimaya as prescribed in the Vedas. Trayi is another name for Vedas. So as prescribed, as enunciated, as the guidelines given in the Vedas, these various dharma acharangal, these various dharmic practices will get destroyed as soon as the king goes away. Tataha, thereafter, arthakama abhinivesita. Arthakama abhinivesita. People will now be fully absorbed only in money and sense gratification. That's all their focus will be. Focused on money and focused on sense gratification, because dharma has now become weak. And is this not what's happening today? Just think about yourself. Tataha arthakama abhinivesita. Because when there is a strong ruler at the helm, yata raja tatha praja, they say. When the strong ruler is there, people all will fall in line. When the ruler is not there, this is what's going to happen. Tataha arthakama abhinivesita atmanam. So all the people will become only focused on money and sense gratification. Sense gratification goes for all the five senses. Please remember that, okay? And what will it be like? Sunam kapinam iva varna sankaraha. How do Sunam means dogs? Kapi means monkeys. How do monkeys and dogs in their society, the society of dogs and society of monkeys, how do they populate? How do they reproduce? They have no discipline. Okay, they meet with anybody else. So the population increases that way. Like that, due to that Varna Sankaraha, due to the absolute confusion and the abandonment of the individual disciplines, right? People will mix and start increasing the population, producing more birds, so to speak, due to a completely mixed up and confused and lack of discipline way of acting. So this is what's happening today. Tada Arya Dharmanga cha viliyate nuram varna asrama achara yutaha trayimayah tataha artakama abhinivesita atmanam sunam kapinam iva varna sankaraha. Sankaram also means fight, battle. Always remember that. That means when things are colliding with each other. That's what Sankaram. This is different from Shankaram. Shankaram, that means one who gives bliss. That is, we call it a Paramasiva and all that. Okay, Namas Shivaya, Namas Shankaraya Cha, Rudram says. That is Sha. This one is Sankaraha. Okay, there's a difference. So the meaning is entirely different. Be careful. So, number 46. Dharmapalaha narapatihi yahatu samrad brihat savaha sakshat mahabhagavataha rajarishihi haya medhayat trut samayutaha dinaha na eva asmat shapam arhati. Now, this is what you have done. He is telling Siringi that because you are punished going to take place. The society itself is going to be affected. People are going to be miserable. And even though we have not directly involved, we have sin associated with that. Now, what type of a king is this Parikshit? Dharmapalaha. He is the protector of Dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. He protects Dharma, conducts himself only according to the Dharmic way. Narapatihi. He is the leader of all men. Everybody used to fall at his feet, not out of fear, out of absolute reverence and respect and love. They used to surrender to him. That kind of a leadership quality had Narapatihi. Saha, that Parikshit too, Samrati was also not an ordinary king, he was an emperor. Brihatsravaha, highly acclaimed and appreciated all around. People praiseworthy. Everybody was praising his glory. Brihatsravaha. Sakshat Mahabhagavataha. Absolutely, directly, instantly and totally a great devotee, a great bhakta. Raja Rishihi. In addition to that, he was also Raja Rishi. Even though he was ruling the kingdom, just like Janaka was, he was absolutely unattached. He was a Raja Rishi. Haya Medhayat has conducted so many Aswamedha Yagangal. Conduct one Aswamedha Yagam itself is a great accomplishment, but he has conducted many of them. What did he do? This kind of a extremely noble and extraordinary devotee, extraordinary human being that everybody loves, everybody respects and worships. What did he do? Truth, he was hungry. Truth, he was thirsty. And Srama Yutaha, he was extremely exhausted and tired. Dinaha, he was very weak. When he showed up like this, he didn't act. Yes, we should understand why he did it, what made him do it. He was not himself. He was a very, very good person, but he was hungry, he was weak, he was tired, and he was thirsty, and he asked for water. Nobody was there to give him water. To him, Asmat, by us, na shapam arhati. We should not be throwing out curse on him. No, he does not deserve that kind of a thing. He does not deserve curse. Please remember, this is how he's advising his son. Dharmapalaha narapatihi sahatu samrat brihat sravaha sakshat mahabhagavataha rajarishihi haya medhayat trut sramayutaha dinaha na eva asmat shapam arhati. Number 47. Apapeshu svabhrutyeshu balena apakpa buddhina papam kritam tat Bhagavan sarvatma shantum harhati. Papeshu svabhrutyeshu balena apakpa buddhina papam kritam tat Bhagavan sarvatma shantum arhati. Now he prays to Bhagavan, the Rishi, Brahma Rishi Samika. He says, Apapeshu, this absolutely sinless Maharaja Parikshit, Svabhrutyeshu, He is the one who is protecting all the people here. That great Mahatma, that great soul, noble soul, apakpa buddhina balena, immature, unripe, spiritually unripe, this child, papam kritam, he has made a huge sinful act. O Bhagavan, Sarvatma, the indweller in everyone, Atma, indweller in everyone, Shantum, Tat Shantum, please forbear it, please pardon him, please, Arhati, because the king doesn't deserve this. King is absolutely sinless. This immature boy did something so great that is nothing but sin. It's a sinful act. Please pardon him. Please forgive him. Please forbear it. Please bear that mistake. Bear that error. Is what he prays to Bhagavan. Apapeshu sabhrityeshu balena apakpa buddhina papam kritam tat Bhagavan sarvatma chantum arhati. 48. Hiraskrita vipralabdaha saptaha kshipta hata api na asya tat pratikurvanti tat bhaktaha prabhavaha apihi. Hiraskrita vipralabdaha saptaha kshipta hata api na asya tat pratikurvanti tat bhaktaha prabhavaha apihi. Now, bhaktaha, great devotees, what do they do? Prabhavaha apihi, prabhavaha api, even though they may be very powerful, because all bhaktas are very powerful. Their bhakti gives them the power. Okay? It is that bhakti, the love for God, the love of God, that selfless love, prema, is the one that gives power to anything. Okay? That there is nothing more powerful than that. So when you are immersed in that prema, when that love for Bhagavan, automatically you get all types of powers. So, bhaktaha prabhavaha api, even though the bhaktas may be very powerful, he certainly tiraskrita, and then when you humiliate them, when you are disrespectful to them, when you deride them and slight them and all that, vipralabdaha, when you cheat them, when you deceive them, saptaha, when you curse them. There are lots of good people whom the whole world curses, right? But even when you curse them, chittaha, when you neglect them and you revile them, talk badly and ill about them, hatahapi, even when you kill them, these bhaktaha, prabhavaha, these powerful bhaktas, na tat na pratikurvanti, asya, at this time, whatever you do to them, for that, na pratikurvanti, they do not counteract. They bear everything as Bhagavan's prasadam. Even though they have the power to correct the situation, they do not act because they know there is a divine will. They are in absolute consonance with that divine will. And as Bhagavan says, whatever happens, bear all, be nothing. Very important. That's a situation a bhakta reaches because he knows everything is Bhagavan and his activities. They bear all the cheatings, all the, even somebody kills them, humiliations, like putting a dead snake around somebody's neck, that is humiliation. But it doesn't bother them. Absolutely. Not pratikurvanti. They are not even impelled to react to it. Okay. Tiraskrita vipralabdaha shabdaha kshipta hata api na asya tat pratikurvanti tat bhaktaha prabhavaha apihi. Number 49. Iti putrakrita aghena saha anutaptaha mahamunihi swayam viprakritaha rajnya na eva agham tat achintayate. Iti putrakrita aghena saha anutaptaha mahamunihi swayam viprakritaha rajnya na eva agham tat achintayate. Iti putrakrita aghena. Iti, thus, putrakrita, done by his son, aghena, the sinful activity. Saha mahamunihi, that Brahma Rishi Samika, Anutaptaha, he was regretting very much the sinful and immature childish act done by his son, regretting, Anutaptaha, and Swayam Viprakritaha, Swayam by the own self, himself, Viprakritaha, he has been insulted also by with the death snake on his neck. Even then, Rajnya to the king, Na Agam, Agam to Na Achintayate, the Na will go to Achintayate. The Rajnya to the king, Agam means to cause any harm, to be counteract and all that. Na Achintayate, he did not think of it. While he was regretting the sinful act, the great sinful act done by his son, which he regretted very much. It was very sad, very tough. It happened to such a great king, great human being. So he just could not come to terms with it. How can this happen? Okay, even then, even though he himself was insulted with the dead snake around his neck, he did not think ill of the king. He did not wish him anything bad. He did not think ill of him at all. Because Bhaktaha Prabhavaha, even though they are powerful, they are na pratikurvanti. They do not react, they do not counteract. Iti putrakrita aghena saha anutaptaha mahamunihi swayam viprakritaha rajnya na eva agham tat achintayate. Number 50. Prayashaha sadavaha loke paraihi anveshu yuhaha na vyatanti na vrishyanti yata atma aguna asrayaha. How come they do counteract? This explains it. I've given in Bhagavad Gita also. So, what stage are these rishis in? Okay, what is there to counteract? What is there to react? Okay, prayasaha sadvaha loke paraihi dvandveshu yojitaha na yatanti na hrishyanti yata atma aguna asrayaha. Prayasaha means generally, sadavaha, these noble souls, loke, in this world, paraihi, while they are attached to, while they are themselves living not of this world, but they are living in this world, okay, dvandveshu yojitaha, they will be moving among everybody else and getting involved in this world of duality, right? Dvandveshu, they will be interacting, talking and everything else and all that. Even then, they are na vyatanti. They do not get distressed. They do not get hurt. They do not feel sad. Na vrishyanti. No, they do not become joyous either. Okay, they are in a state where there is no joy or sorrow. Beautiful state. Yataha, because atma aguna asrayaha, because they are attached themselves to the indweller atma aguna, that without beyond the gunas, beyond the characteristic tendencies, the traits of sattvic gunam, rajasic and tamasic, all those tendencies, they are beyond that. Asrayaha, they are holding on to that entity that is gunatitaya, beyond all the gunas, that is also indweller, under the protection of that entity, asrayaha, under its shade they are living. So, they are neither joyous nor miserable. Now, even though they move about in the world with so many appearances and all differences and all that, they are absolutely untouched by all that. That is why this Mahamuni, this Brahmarishi Samika, was not at all, there's no reaction for him. That's why Na Agam Achintayati for the Raja. He did not think ill of the Raja, because nothing to think ill of him. Okay. Prayashaha sadavaha loke paraihi dvandveshu yojitaha na vyatanti na hrishyanti yata atma aguna asrayaha. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Pratamaskandhe Viprashapa Upalambhanam Nama Ashtadaso Adhyayaha. And the Bhagavata Purana, Mahapurana, Paramahamsam, and Samhita is the greatest Samhita. First Skandam, the Viprashapa Upalambanam, the curse of the Parikshit is cursed, curse of Parikshit given by the Brahmana. Nama, that name, Ashtadasa Adhyaya, the 18th chapter ends. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto, Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto, Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavanto. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.